And I am live. We got the halftime report. Bulls in Toronto. Let me get this reset. That's not the right score because Fred Van Vliet just hit a half court three-pointer and it is still not up to date. So we will wait for that to update, but the score is wrong and I'll give it one more shot. It's still, oh, still nothing. Still not updated. Okay, fine. You don't want to update? No problem. So we got Bulls in Toronto. Man, really close game. Let me just start out with these little notes that I took. I was kind of eating right there. So I sometimes try to do a little bit more in-depth notes, but really wasn't able to get the notes like super in-depth. So how did we get? Oh, look at that. Now the score has updated from Freddie's half-court shot. Whew, Van Vliet just man's going off. We'll see. We'll get into that here in a little bit. But both teams really came out strong. Good energy, good defense by both teams. We had a few steals, few blocks. See what I get right here. Yeah, we have 6 blocks by the Bulls, 3 steals, um, 3 blocks by Toronto. So and a steal. So good activity, good defense by both teams. Toronto started 3 from 5 from threes. The 3-point shot is something that I was talking about in the pregame, so we're gonna keep an eye on that. We got the 3-point shots right here. Bulls only 2 of 11 from threes. Van Vliet 11 in that first quarter. Toronto 5 of 8 in from threes in the first quarter. Bulls did not make any threes in that first quarter. We see 2 of 11 from the half. So they finally got a couple three-pointers right there in the second quarter. 28-23 in the end of the first quarter. Then the beginning of the second quarter, Kobe White and Drummond, they had a good connection right there. Kobe White had some good moves. Drummond, a few boards, and I think he had a block too, kind of like right there in the beginning. Bulls got up one, then Toronto responded, gained the lead, and they got back up five, and it was pretty close. They were both kind of going back and forth. Then Toronto kind of just stepped it up a little bit. 39-44, Toronto up about 5 minutes left in the second quarter. Kobe White, 3 of 3, 7 points right there, 3 assists. That's about 5 minutes left in the second quarter. Siakam, I got it at 20 points right here in the notes. Let me see what his half was for. Yeah, 20-point half. So Siakam, 20-point half. I was talking about Siakam in the pregame show. So big half for Siakam. Toronto, it cooled off a little bit from threes. Let's see, 8 of 19. So where was I? Toronto, 5 of 8 from threes to end the first quarter. So they only hit 3 more threes, 3 for 11 right there after in that second quarter. So trying to cool down a little bit from threes. Bulls cut the lead down to 6. This was about 2 minutes left in the half, and we see that Toronto got up 11 right here at the half. So let's dive into these stats real quick. Looking at these three-pointers, we have the Bulls only 2 of 11, and like I was saying, the Toronto Raptors, they came out strong, hitting on fire from the threes, 3 of 5 in the beginning, but then they really cooled off right there in the second quarter. Field goal percentages pretty close. DeRozan really good, from the mid range. You get some good dunks. Right here, also wanted to pay attention to turnovers, like watching the points in the paint also. Total rebounds, kind of close, but Toronto got a little bit more rebounds. Man, they're long, 6'8". Siakam and Van Vliet. Also wanted to talk about um, Kobe and Drummond. So let's look at Siakam. I already mentioned Siakam, the 20-point first half, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. So really doing his thing. I was saying in the pregame, I want to see Siakam give me like 35, man. So he's putting the team on his back, and he's got people responding. Talking about Freddie Van Vliet, he was hit that three right there at the end, 14 points. Scotty Barnes, 11 points, and OG Anunoby, 8 points. So the the squad's stepping up a little bit. Um, Van Vliet, man, he can really step up. He's clutch, veteran. He was a crucial part of that uh, championship run that they had a few years ago. So I want to talk about Kobe White a little bit. Only 9 points, so I guess he had a good first, second quarter, and Drummond only had 2 points. So for some reason, I feel like Drummond was playing a little bit more. So I was saying I want to see Caruso give me some points, but he's only got 2 points. Zach Levine, 9, and DeRozan doing his thing, 12 points. But let me see if can I pull up his stats from today so far. Um, 50%, 5 out of 10. He had that one 3 pointer. He doesn't really shoot a lot of threes, so 20 minutes. He's gonna be playing a lot right here. This is winning you're in. You lose and go home. So I think he's gonna play most of the second half. DeRozan got blocked too. So DeRozan really stepping up, doing his thing. The Bulls are really gonna need more from Caruso, Levine. He's all right. Um, I see Kobe White. There's Patrick Williams. See even Nikola. He had a nice little spin hook uh, right here in the second quarter. So man, that is about all I got right here for the first half. Halftime show. Do we have anything going on? Any good questions? Man, kind of what do I expect right here? Kind of, I think the same thing going through the second half. So these 3 points going to be a factor right here. Can Toronto really start putting the threes back in the hole, catch fire a little bit again? Because they went cold right there in the second quarter. Can the Bulls hit some threes? And it looks like they're talking about the West Coast game, so we really want to talk about that. And this, I'm really free throw or 3 pointer. It's going to be a big thing right here. And then we'll look at these defensive stats also. These block steals, turnovers. Want to pay attention to turnovers, and also points in the paint. So that's kind of some things I'm going to be looking at in the second half. I will be back for the second half post game report. Trying to see if they're giving me any kind of good questions right here, but they're still talking about the um, West Coast game. So get back with me post game report for this. We'll see who's going to be playing Miami to get the 8th seed. Oof. Oh, here we go, Van Vliet with that. 3-point from the half. Sheesh. All right, guys. I'll be back in the game. Big HDENT. Like, comment, subscribe. Who do you think's gonna win? I'm out of here.